The old hay rake. We got it here. Needed to check over it to see if it was, if it even worked or anything. And need a little work. I apologize for the wind, but got the gearbox open. That's got a little sprag in there to release the drive so that when you don't need that, you can pull this lever. It's supposed to sit this direction and go up to that barrel right there with a cable that goes up to that little lever that's right there, so that you can pull that forward and release this drive mechanism. And then the hubs are built with a little sprag in there, or whatever, a little lever that's got a spring in there and hits these little cogs inside that hub, so that it's only a forward drive, so that when the wheel rolls this way, the lever engages into one of those cogs in the hub to drive this shaft, which rotates this, which rotates the gearbox, which spins the rakes. And it's built that way so that when you back up, the shaft doesn't rotate the rake in reverse. That side's pretty loose, but it's okay, and it's together. This side's completely shot. You can see how bad the bushings were in there. Just worn it right off to nothing. This lever was facing the wrong direction, and it had two partial broke off bolts in it and a couple of new bolts of random assortment threaded in the other side, hence the lever being backwards. So you couldn't really disengage it with anything correctly unless you came back here and tried to hold it or something. So yeah, it's nothing major really. It's actually really pretty okay. This is an easy, simple fix. It's just, I got the two stub bolts out. We'll bolt it back together the right direction. I'm first gonna wash out all this gunky, rusty, nasty, greasy goo. Then I could put a new piece of cable going up to the lever and have that all fixed real fast and easy. I've seen these kind of rakes around. For some reason, I feel like in my mind there might be one like it kicking around up at the salvage yard. So I'm gonna go in tomorrow. It's worth it to see, because if there's one here where the hubs are okay on both sides, it's literally one bolt here and one bolt there to unbolt it from the frame and the whole drive axle, and then it's just one pin through the shaft. But so far I think this will be serviceable within a few days without any real problem. So at least to get down there and rake that hay, I think we could make it work well enough. So yeah, we'll see. I think I'm gonna call that good for there. I've got any of the major problem situations all investigated and found, so I'm gonna stop here for a minute, see what I can find out about hubs, and make a decision. Back again, it must be like my favorite place to be or something, but I found the same style hay rake. It's a slightly different model, but very close to the same. Uses the same systems, and it's got a good hub. You can see it engages that direction, but this way it free spins back. It's tight and feels good. It is a different hub. This one is about 8 inches across, right from here to here on the outside, and the one I have is 6.5. And it does have the gearbox on the shaft up there, which is different than the one I have, but I may be able to just take this hub and use that hub. I'm gonna keep looking for a minute, just in case there's another one around here that's got the right stuff. And see, there's another one right there. That's a John Deere version of the same type with the axle hub at the back. There was another one up over top of this pile on the other side, right there. In fact, it was already separated from the frame and the rake tines, but I think this one's gonna work out just fine. I got it pulled off right here. Take them up and see what they want for them. And then they also had an S tine for the Triple K. Just one of them, but I think I've got 6 that are broken on the Triple K, so I'll keep looking for a minute and then I'm gonna get out of here today. But yeah, pretty good, worth the trip. All right, the saga continues on this axle shaft and hub. The shaft is 1 1/4 inch. The new used hub is 1 3/8 inch diameters. I was hoping I could just get some tubing that was like 065 wall, which would be awful close to make up the difference from the 1 1/4 inch tube to the 1 3/8 hub. But it's not in stock anywhere around close to me. While I was there, I bought a small remnant section of 1 3/8 shaft and figured I'll probably have to just cut this off and weld it on here and extend it. Which, if you remember, I said I would probably do that with this shaft to repair the damage here. I think if I cut this off here and weld it, the tire is carrying the weight here and the fraction point is right here on that bearing. And I think there's a high likelihood that that axle shaft will just crack. So now my thought is that I will replace this bearing carrier from the same one that I pulled this hub from. And then I will cut that shaft over there at the salvage yard somewhere here in the middle, and then do the same with this one. And I will put half the shaft will be 1 3/8, but it will be better to have the hub and the wheel here with the 1 3/8 bearing and the axle shaft running solid through to about the center point here. Because if I have a little bit of off center or a little bit of crookedness, it will wobble here in the middle, and there's enough length here to take up any outer roundness that I get in there instead of having to worry about it being right here hopping and wobbling. Ideally, I would find this exact model and get the same hub, but I'm just trying to make this thing work and not break the bank doing it. It has a limited value point, and a little bit of time I can justify, but a lot of money, it's not worth it. It's send it to the salvage yard and leave it there for somebody else to recycle it and buy a different one. The tires seem to actually be holding air. I was really concerned they'd be just junk, but I put air in them and they're holding, so they're probably okay, at least okay enough. Now what I'm doing is going to take this off, this bearing carrier, slide this one in. I'm concerned after getting here and looking at it that I think this mounting angle to the shaft is steeper than this one. It looks like it would line up like that to the bolt holes. So before I cut this off, I'm going to use this existing shaft as alignment. I'll slide this onto that shaft and use it to align where my bolt holes need to be for the mounting, and then we'll get that worked over, mount this in place, and with this mounted, then we'll decide how much room we need for the face of the wheel. So I don't want the tire to be too far out here rubbing into this stuff. I want it to be up close, but not hitting here, but not hitting here. So I want to get it balanced in there, and that'll be determined by where we cut this shaft, because that will place the length in there. So that's kind of what we're working through right now. That's what the end of the bolt looked like after penetrating oil and brute force. Well, we're getting there. I'm not too concerned about that at this point. I just want to get it on there for distance. Yeah, it is steeper angle. So if I lined it up on this side for where it would be, it's like a little over a half a bolt width off here. And it's too skinny to just bolt in there, so I'll likely have to just put it like some tabs down here or something like that anyway.
No go?
That grill needs to be touched up first. Like butter.
No, I have never seen butter like this before.
It comes up. You've never seen spiral butter?
I don't need to pull out a drill press for my butter, man.
You've never seen butter come off in spirals?
No, I don't cut my butter with a drill press.
Well, maybe you should. I mean, I'm just saying it might.
Cooking tips with the Mountain Maple Ranch.
And that butter doesn't want to work for you. Put it in the drill press. Okay, there's one.
Like a glove.
Yeah, right? Weld that up good. And then we'll just amending to the back side of this one. Weld that one up. Then we'll be well on our way. Because this drive collar was for the old shaft, which is 1 3/8, we realized that when we were talking about it, and it was good we did because it was easy to throw this on the lathe, the wood lathe, and use the grinder to spin that and grind it down and true it up. So now, if I did it yeah, there you go. So that'll still slip in for the drive. And I've done all the measurements based on where the hub sits here to this bearing to get it here. So hopefully I cut that relatively close to where we want. And I'll probably just kind of bolt it into place to hold everything true, and I'll shim and align this and tack weld it in a couple spots around. I've coned this side back to beveled it back so I can get a deeper penetration down in for the shaft. So if this is here, all the weight's still on the shaft itself. So if that's got a little wobble, these bronze bushings will take a lot of give. Plus both of these bearing holders kind of pivot a little bit on that bolt. So it can kind of work and not hurt anything and won't be a big deal. This thing isn't driving 35 miles an hour. It's just going up the road and then it's going to the field. So it'll go relatively slow speed. So it should be in good shape for what we're doing. It welded up just fine. And you can see if I rotate it, if I can, it's pretty straight. It doesn't do a big old. So we're good. We're gonna slap this thing together and pull it out here, wash out that gearbox. I've already got the lever fixed. So now it pulls the right direction. There's supposed to be a cable attached here that goes through this little barrel right there and up to a lever. I can do that anytime, but at least that's fixed and ready to go back, but I need to flush out the junk. Put this guy all back together. So we just keep like that. Like that. I'll go get a new bolt for that one. And then if we measured everything halfway correct, then this should slip on there.
Tires look nice.
Okay. It fits.
Fits good.
So now we've got a couple of washers we can use for shimming up this to bolt on that. Bingo. Everything fits. clearances. All right, I think we done it.
You're gonna go attach it and use it?
I got to put 2 bolts in that shaft, one here, one over here, and then I need to tighten this bearing, and then it's done. We'll pull it ahead because I don't want to wash out all this grease on the concrete.
Yeah.
I'd rather wash it out on the dirt and then scoop it up.
Cool.
So we'll do that, refill this gearbox and put the cover plate on, and then I think we're done. Then we'll go try the damn thing.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
You want to eat first?
Yeah.
All right.